In the recent past, there was a father and his son sitting on a train heading home after a long journey. The young man, Noah, was 23 years old. He sat by the window, his face glowing with excitement, his eyes wide open as the landscape passed by. His father sat quietly beside him, a gentle smile resting on his face. As the train started to move through the countryside, Noah leaned forward and shouted with pure joy, "Father, look! The trees! They're moving backward!" The passengers nearby smiled politely. A young couple sitting across the aisle glanced at each other, amused by the young man's enthusiasm. Moments later, Noah pressed his hand against the glass and laughed again. "Father, look at the clouds! They're following us!" The couple exchanged another look. The young woman shook her head slightly, whispering to her husband, "He seems a little too excited." Then Noah turned once more, pointing toward a glittering river running beside the tracks. "Father, the water! It's racing with us! It's like the river doesn't want to lose." The young woman finally leaned forward, her voice gentle but curious. "Sir, maybe your son should see a doctor." The father turned toward her slowly. His smile was kind, but carried years of pain and hope woven together. He said softly, "We just came from the hospital. My son was blind since birth. Today, he got his sight back." The couple froze. The world outside seemed to fall silent for a moment, except for the rhythmic sound of the train moving along the tracks. The young woman's eyes filled with tears as she turned to look outside, and for the first time in a long while, she really saw the world around her. Noah kept gazing out of the window, whispering in awe, "Father, it's more beautiful than I ever imagined." His father gently placed a hand on his shoulder. "Yes, my son," he said quietly, "it always was." Moral of the story: every person you meet is carrying a story you know nothing about. What may seem ordinary, foolish, or strange to you could be the most extraordinary moment of someone else's life. We live in a world quick to label and slow to listen. But if we paused long enough to understand, we might discover that everyone is fighting battles, dreaming dreams, and celebrating victories unseen by others. So before you judge a person's joy, sadness, or behavior, remember, sometimes what looks like childish excitement is actually the sound of a miracle finally being seen.